Did you know that there's fluoride in the water that the government uses to control our minds?
Today I want to talk about Us, the second movie by Jordan Peele, and the most overrated film that somehow avoided almost all criticism. Despite what some may think, I don't like to make videos on political issues, but when a director so blatantly gets away with unacceptably stupid writing, you can't really look past that. To be honest, I don't hate this movie. I think it does a lot right. In fact, it mostly does. It has really great acting, characters who make sensible decisions, amazing atmosphere. But like the 50-50 chance you get with an M. Night Shyamalan twist, this falls into the signs category. Yeah, I know, some may like that movie, I personally don't, but I think we can all agree that was a fucking stupid twist. Is this twist that bad? Does it sink to the same level of brain-dead stupidity? Well, no, I don't think anything does. That was aliens ignoring that Earth contains water, which is very obvious. Somebody's wife had to die to essentially send a message, being hit the aliens with a bat, they're weak to water, and having the shit beat out of them. But I will argue to the death, and I don't care how racist it makes me look, this movie is fucking dumb. It's good in almost every other way, but if the main point is to find out what's going on, if that's the source of your intrigue, if it makes no sense, you're fucked. But the thing is, it's not the main point of the movie, it's the message. Get Out had a message too, if you recall, a pretty blatant one, but at least it didn't ignore logic to have the message, and Jordan Peele had enough sense not to include the alternate ending. He gave his own reasoning for that, saying he wanted a hero, but personally I think it was to avoid pissing everybody off.
And you recognize nothing.
The suspense must be killing you, so let's talk about the premise. The focus of the movie is our main family and many others being attacked by doppelgängers while they're on vacation. We don't know who they are, what they want, aside from their deaths. But given our lead Abby encountered one when she was a little girl, you have to assume there's a connection. Like I said, for the most part, it's really good. The doppelgängers are very intimidating, and our main characters, the family, make reasonable decisions. That surprised me. The acting is on point too. Lupita Nyong'o is an all-around great lead, so the combination of that, the direction, and just a unique idea gets you excited to know what's going on. Eventually you find out the ordeal is widespread, they've been killing their human counterparts worldwide, but more importantly joining hands and forming a chain, similar to the Hands Across America demonstration. That should be the first red flag. We're headed in an odd direction, that the message may take over everything else. And that's exactly what happens, so get ready because things are about to get fucked up. After a lot of crazy shit and pretty much everybody getting at least one kill in, her husband Gabe decides he's, I guess, too tired, and Abby goes off alone to locate the twist, along with one of her kids who's been taken, but mainly the twist. Or the reveal, as you may call it, and I really want to avoid all bias. Ignore the message, what you may think of the movie, look at it for what it is, and tell me you think this makes sense. The doppelgängers, the threaded as they call them, were presumably created by the government to control the population. I can buy that so far, but upon that experiment failing, opposed to just disposing of them, they were abandoned. Just abandoned. Apparently the government thought leaving them down there would have no consequences. Surely none would get out? And it would seem her doppelganger named Red is different, and over the years organized their escape. But it's not revenge on the government, no, it's revenge on the people who had nothing to do with it. Wouldn't it make more sense to kill their counterparts to assume their lives, opposed to revenge on those who did nothing to them? Does Jordan Peele understand what writing is? He knows how to think of a good premise, I'm not denying that, but you can't just take it in any direction you please.
I love stuff you don't have to think too much about.
I know the message, I'll get to that in a minute, in case you don't know what it is by now, but despite how dumb this may sound, it gets worse. Yeah, you have a government facility full of doppelgangers left alone to surely stay there, remain unnoticed forever, but after a fight that is, again, really well done, Abby disposing of Red for good, and making her escape, we get the true twist of the movie, and if you think this is anything but brain-dead stupidity to shock the audience, I don't know what to say. Apparently, Abby is the doppelganger.
What?
Yes, indeed. Way back at the movie's intro, Red apparently choked Abby unconscious, assumed her life, and I guess forgot. I don't think I need to explain how little sense that makes. I don't even know how to without sounding overly patronizing, but I do have a theory. And it's a theory I'm somewhat ashamed of, but when I first saw the movie, it was already very popular, and when I came to the ending, I thought to myself, could somebody like this really be as acclaimed? Could Jordan Peele, who I liked, write something like this and hide behind a stupid message? I honestly believed I missed something, didn't even bother to look it up, literally couldn't believe it, but I also didn't go out and praise the movie to death, make a perfect review that conveniently avoided spoilers. Not that they shouldn't, mine are the same thing, but you can't just ignore how nonsensical this is. It doesn't make any sense, none of this plot does, it's making shit up to fit the narrative, and that's not what good writing is. Why do you think they invented the interdimension stuff? It makes it way easier. At least it makes sense that way. Kind of. But when you have a movie that you know is leading to some kind of big reveal, if you fuck that up, there's no reason to rewatch. There's no reason to care how good anything else was. That may sound harsh, and I get it's a diverse cast, but
fuck all that.
And as for the message, the excuse to do whatever the fuck you want, American privilege, the idea of society's advantages for some but not others, at the expense of the oppressed, fuck off. I'm not saying that isn't real, but you could have gotten that point across with a story that made sense. This doesn't, this is brain-dead stupidity, it's force-fed shit. And the only reason it got put to film is because Jordan Peele knew he'd get away with it. Nobody was gonna criticize this movie, and he fucking knew it. Similar to One Battle After Another, despite being good, it's not perfect, yet some call it literally the best thing ever made. And this is the same deal. Only with that, there's plenty of mid to outright not good reviews. I personally still liked it, but this was acclaimed by everybody. Hardly anyone knocked this movie. It's truly sad when skin color defines how reviews work, and like I said, I don't like talking about this. I know I'll catch hell for it, but not because the cast is black. You'd have to be insane to think that's why I'm saying this. No, it's because it's a beloved movie, and that's insane. I'm sure somebody's crying racist, and if that's the case, I feel sorry for you. But you know what I'd really appreciate? If you don't agree, if you think this plot makes sense, tell me why. It'd be such a refreshing change opposed to comments like this. Yes, somebody literally left this comment. It's come to that now. But it's not about politics, it's about a director who thought the rules didn't apply to him because message. Mimicking the Hands Across America, calling them threaded for obvious reasons, doesn't have anything to do with good writing, it's just blatant pandering. So to all of you reviewers or websites that get paid to do this, whose job it is to review movies, your opinions on real-life stuff doesn't apply to them. Because movies are not free, and when you tell somebody something is perfect, the best thing ever, when you know damn well it isn't, that's wrong. If you want to have a message, if you want to be one-sided, go ahead, but don't slap a fucking 10 on it because you think people you don't know are gonna get mad if you don't. Your job is to review, give honest opinions, and anything else is kinda sad. Maybe even Chris Stuckman sad. Yes, I said it. What are you gonna do? That's the face of it. If you still think it's a masterpiece, leave a comment telling me why. And if you agree the movie is shit, comment there too. Because the algorithm needs it is why you must share the video. It's essential. Nobody else does, the algorithm won't do it. And you can hit the like button, subscribe if you enjoyed, and be sure to hit the bell to get notified because YouTube is not gonna recommend new videos. I understand if you can't, but it's kinda the way it is now. Also, I heard about some people being unwillingly unsubscribed to some channels, so maybe look into that. I'm the analyst, and remember kids, fuck the message.